Hello, we're Team Cloud9, and for FEDD 2014, we did GE's Precision Launcher.
During the design project, you need to remember the design cycle, which is step 1 is ask, we find out the problem. Step 2 is imagine, we brainstorm solutions. Step 3 is plan, which you design one of your solutions. Step 4 is create, which where you build one of your design. And step 5 is improve, which is you improve on the design that you built.
So of course, we repeated the design cycle over and over again for the flaws in our design. But to start, here's what we came up with. First, we asked the big questions. What is the objective? Launch something precisely at a target. Then we discussed the parameters, restrictions, and requirements of our design. The entire thing had to be able to fit in a 4-foot by 4-foot cube, and the projectile had to be safe to launch. The entire thing had to be in a zero energy state, and we had to launch the projectile 30 feet. It all had to be powered by the single drop of a 5-pound weight.
So for our research component, we first decided to look up some medieval siege weaponry, such as the ballista or the trebuchet. We decided that the design that best fit the requirements for the assignment was the spring-powered plunger and barrel. This design involved 2 transfers of energy, the first one being the weight pulling back the spring to cause spring potential energy, and the second transfer of energy being the release of the tension that holds the spring in place, transferring that potential energy into kinetic energy. The design had to start from a zero energy state. This means that there was no potential energy aside from the gravitational potential energy of the 5-pound weight. For our projectile, we chose the Nerf dart for the following reasons. First, it satisfies the assignment's requirements that it be safe, and it is also the proper dimensions. Also, the shape of this dart is cylindrical, and it thus reduces drag, making it the most aerodynamic projectile.
On the spring-powered plunger design, we started drafting. We went through a couple of monstrous sketches, I have to admit, until we agreed on this general idea. Then we did more detailed sketches of the different components of the entire system. Here's a diagram of the cross-sectional supports of the plunger system. Here is a profile and a side view of our chassis. Here is the mechanism for the vertical aiming component. And here's the base and reinforcing triangular supports. And here's a diagram of the pulley tower. To say, all of our material was purchased well under the budget of $40, as most of the wood came directly from that discard bin. After fiddling with the pulley systems, we decided this version was the best and was the strongest and sturdiest construction. And of course, we tested it a lot.
There were many problems with our initial design. First, the frame wobbled every time we dropped the weight. The release system would not always release, causing the dart to be stuck in the gun. The string would often catch on the pulley. Each shot was not consistent, and the sights were not very accurate.
We found problems along the way, but we managed to drastically improve the functionality of our launcher. To fix the stability problem, we added more and more triangular supports, because triangles are awesome. To combat the problem of energy transferring back into gravitational potential energy, we severed the tension through a brilliant system of Velcro. Props to Matt. To fix the pulley friction problem, we used moldable washers and inserted them inside the pulleys to prevent the string from catching on. To increase the stability of the projectile and thus the precision, we attached low-friction, self-fanning fins to our darts. And after calibrating the launcher to the correct vertical height, we aligned a pair of sights to the chassis to increase the horizontal accuracy.
10-day competition. We did fairly well with 5th place out of a total of 19 different teams. We scored 95 points for our 3 shots. The first shot went through the outer ring. The second shot didn't go quite as well as the Velcro malfunctioned, and it barely reached the target. And the third shot, it went through the inner solid ring.
Our project was pretty nice, but if we were to make changes, we would make a better, more consistent tension release system other than the current Velcro system we have. And we would also improve the weight system to avoid collision with the structure and make it less clunky. As for advice we would give to next year's incoming freshmen, the biggest one would be don't procrastinate. It might seem appealing at first, but trust me, it will come and catch up to you. Also, start building and testing your project early. This will give you plenty of time to compensate for inevitable problems that will come along the way. Also, test your design plenty of times and have a backup option. There's nothing worse than being on FEDD day and being screwed.